Plant-Based Fam. I'm Tatiana.
And I'm Ian.
We have a really fun video lined up for you today. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and if you're not already, follow us on Instagram at the Plant-Based Fam. Today we're going to be going through our top 10 things we didn't know about before we went vegan.
We're going to jump right into it. Number 1, inflammation. So the first thing that we noticed was inflammation. So I have a bad knee and I also have a bad back. One of the things that I noticed beforehand was that I had inflammation in my knee and my back was hurting when I get up in the mornings. And our house is like a giant staircase. So from time to time, it's hard to get up and down the stairs. And then when we started the whole food plant-based diet, the inflammation disappeared. It was a good thing and a bad thing. So my back pain completely went away. I wake up and I feel fine in the mornings. The hard part was at first with my knee, with no inflammation, there's no real padding in there to kind of help protect my knee from the inflammation. It hurt sometimes going up and down the stairs. Now I've adjusted and I kind of gotten used to the sensation, so it's not nearly as bad as it was. And so it's all kind of evened out in that way. Number 2. Speaking of number 2, we're going to talk about number 2. So one of the things we've noticed so far is that we are very regular and we are also rather gassy.
Yep.
I think the gassy thing has kind of evened out a little bit for the most part, but we are definitely regular. I've had no issues with constipation, no issues whatsoever with going to the bathroom. It's been rather smooth sailing.
Number 3.
Why do you do 3 weird? This is 3. This is 3. Okay. Comment below who's doing number 3 right, okay?
This is how I've always done 3, and I don't think the thumb needs to be involved. One huge thing of going vegan that has been pretty life-changing, actually, I would say, is just how much our palate has changed. So the way things taste, the way we enjoy things. For instance, things that before we really, really loved, so soda, cookies, sweets, things like that, they no longer taste very good. I don't find that I really am craving meat. And then things that before maybe we didn't always love, like fruits, veggies, different things like that, they taste super sweet. Our palate has just changed so much. And big awakening we had this time around on that would be at the end of our 2-week detox. So we talked about this in our first video, but when we first went vegan for 2 whole weeks, we ate completely at home. We didn't eat out at all. We did 100% whole food plant-based, just to detox our bodies and everything like that. So at the end of that 2 weeks, we were like, let's go out to eat. It's gonna be celebratory. We'll get to have all the stuff that we haven't been having. And we kind of were gonna make it like a vegan junk food fest. We went to this really nice pizza place. We got this vegan pizza.
We went to a soda shop and we got, these 44-ounce sodas. And then after dinner, we went to Whole Foods and we got some vegan cupcakes. And we're like, this is gonna be great. And nothing tasted that great.
Everything was so disappointing to the point where literally I almost cried. I felt sad. And Ian was like, why are you sad? And I just felt, I was like, I don't know who I am anymore. I legitimately feel disappointed because we were so excited that all this stuff was going to be so yummy. In the long run, the palate change is positive for us because it's showing us that our bodies are starting to adapt and enjoy healthy, whole food, plant-based foods more than the junk food that we used to be so reliant on. So I didn't realize how quickly that would happen, but I think that's been a huge change.
Huge game changer for sure.
Number 4. Another big thing, which we actually talked about in our last video, is just how much cheaper our groceries have been each week. Every month we've noticed that our grocery bill has gone down $100 to $200 less than what it was previously. That's been a huge benefit. Obviously, we've had a little bit of extra money that we've been able to spend on other things or just to save. So that's been a huge benefit that we didn't necessarily anticipate.
Number 5. Number 5 is that we have a lot less trash in our day-to-day lives. And so every week when I pull down the trash can, there's maybe 2 or 3 bags in there instead of 5 or 6 bags. And that's because a lot of the foods that we're buying are literally whole foods and they're plants. And so we don't have a whole bunch of excess garbage from boxes and bags and whatever else things come in, We're not buying those styrofoam sheets of meat now and stuff, so there's just a lot less trash. I've also noticed the trash smells a lot less bad. It's not nearly as nasty trash smelling because we don't have a whole bunch of gross, nasty meat trays rotting in there and stuff.
You know, obviously with the concerns like the trash smelling because there's like meat or rotten stuff or whatever, I feel the same way kind of about the dishes, like, and especially with like food preparation. Before, when you're eating meat and all of this stuff, like there's just all this germs. Obviously we're still like cleaning our dishes thoroughly and everything, but we just don't have to worry as much about like, oh, is that like food fully cooked through, or like, I don't know, there's just so much less worries about stuff like that. I will say with the trash, we are wanting to kind of figure out composting. That's something we've never done before, but we have a lot of obviously kind of vegetable and fruit related waste. Scraps currently, and so we're wanting to learn how to compost. So if that's something that you know about or you feel familiar with, please feel free to send us some links or something.
Yeah.
Or if you have a favorite kind of like indoor compost bin, because that's something where there's a lot of mixed reviews online. So if you've had success with one, we would love to see that. Number 6. Oh, 6. Number 6. So number 6, I would say something that I did not anticipate before going vegan was how much it would regulate my hormones. So previous to going vegan, in terms of my period, my menstrual cycle, I had a really short period, really light. And going vegan, actually each time we've done it, has regulated my hormones in such a way where my period has actually been a lot heavier. It's starting to, now we're like 2 months in, it's starting to kind of level off and kind of go back to normal. That was a really interesting and unexpected thing. Now, obviously, nobody loves having heavier periods. It is a positive to me because I know that my body is regulating and that my hormones are starting to function properly. Another kind of hormonal benefit is that any hormonal acne that I used to have has really started to clear up a lot. So I haven't noticed that I've been getting as much like hormonal or cystic acne. I used to get a lot like on my chin and my jawline, and I haven't really gotten any of that since we've started. As we go along, I will keep you updated on how things adjust and change. I still am waiting a little bit to get some better mood regulations. I'm hoping that vegan will help with that as well. So
number 7. Okay, so number 7 is that we didn't realize there were so many things that had animal products in them. We were kind of shocked when we started looking at the labels, which is another video that we're going to be doing in the future, how to read food labels properly and what to look for, what not to look for. So there's a lot of products out there that have animal products in them that we were just shocked. We were like, whoa, why do you even need animal product in that? I think it's at Costco, there's this tomato soup and we're like, oh, this looks good, that has to be vegan, right? It's tomato soup. But it had dairy in it. There's a lot of products out there that have dairy in it that we didn't realize weren't vegan. Number 8. What's happening right now?
We're learning a lot of differences about ourselves over the course of this video. So number 8 thing that we did not realize before going vegan is also things that are vegan that you never thought of before. So obviously you kind of have the popular accidentally vegan item like Oreos, Twizzlers, things like that. But it's also been really fun for us to just explore a lot of the vegan options that are at restaurants that we really love. And something that's kind of become a tradition of ours after we do our grocery shopping on Saturdays, we go to Habit Burger, which is Ian's favorite burger place, and we get veggie burgers. And that's a 100% vegan option, which has been nice just to have something so easily accessible. But I will extend a warning. A lot of it can be junk food. So even though it's vegan, it's not necessarily whole food plant-based. It's made of a lot of different chemicals or...
It's highly processed.
Yeah, highly processed, fake sweeteners, things like that. So not necessarily saying to like seek those things out in your daily life, but they can be a nice treat every once in a while.
Number 9. Okay, so number 9 for us is the vast community that we've been able to find through going whole food plant-based. It's amazing. Any sort of social media platform that's out there, there is a community there for you. YouTube, there's tons of information out there, and it's great. It's vast, it's massive, and it's not hard to connect to or be a part of or contribute to that community as well. Even contributing through making comments, even contributing from trying a recipe and posting about it, letting people know what you thought of it. There's so many different ways to contribute and also be motivated and supported in your journey as well on a whole food plant-based diet.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite part of it is we're part of a few local Facebook groups and they give really good restaurant recommendations. So people go on there and say like, what's your favorite vegan burger in the area? And people will comment all the places they love for burgers. So that's something where I really enjoy finding new restaurants, finding new things to try. So I've found a lot of value in local Facebook groups just for that reason, because Yelp and other things like that don't always show all of the vegan options out there. Drum roll, please. Number 10. Okay, last but not least, our number 10 item thing that we did not know before going vegan is just how many health results we would see from this lifestyle. I would say our number one most impactful thing that has been a benefit to us has been our increase in energy. So even after I get off of work, I still have enough energy to play with Gavin, to make dinner. It's been hugely life-changing in that way because our energy levels were so depleted.
It was really rough before, and now it just feels great. I feel like a completely different person. I hate putting it this way, but like I feel young again, and I'm not that old, so that's saying a lot, you know. Another thing is that we've lost weight. We both have seen over 20 pounds of weight loss so far, and that's just the beginning. That's only in 2 months, which is amazing to think about, that we've been able to lose that much weight in such a short amount of time and be able to feel good about the rate at which we're losing it, as well as we're losing it at a healthy rate, which is very, very important to overall health and well-being as well.
Another added health benefit would be better sleep. So we're having longer amounts of sleep. It's not as hard to fall asleep. We aren't waking up in the middle of the night as much. So that's also been huge. I think that's played a big role in us having more energy during the day, but also just better quality sleep, which does so much in terms of like your brain and weight loss and everything. So that's been huge. Along with the better sleep, we've also seen just greater mental clarity. Throughout the day, it just doesn't feel like our minds are as fuzzy. We've been able to make better decisions, been able to react a lot better. Just been huge, the health results we've seen. And honestly, like Ian said, we're just getting started. We're just 2 months into this. I anticipate as we continue to lose weight, as we continue to just make these huge improvements for our health, it's just gonna get better.
So we have a couple more things that we want to talk about just as quick honorable mentions. So one of the things that our honorable mentions are, the first one is just carbs aren't the enemy. In our second video, we talk a lot about the keto diet and our experience, and they look at carbs as the enemy in a lot of ways. And so us coming out of that and looking into the vegan world, realizing that carbs aren't the enemy. You need carbs to sustain yourself. So that's one of the things that we learned pretty quickly.
And then our second honorable mention, so didn't quite make it into the top 10, but still very important, and I think something where there's a lot of different reasons why people embark on a whole food plant-based journey or go vegan. For us, we're doing it for our health. That's our main motivation, but something that's been a great kind of byproduct or by-result of being whole food plant-based is that what we're doing is better for the environment and better for animals. I think especially as we've watched a lot of documentaries, they talk a lot about this, but we feel like we're kind of benefiting the earth, we're benefiting the world by limiting our animal product, our dairy intake, all of that. And there are huge environmental impacts from that. So thanks for joining us for this top 10 video. Let us know if there were any that we missed. Like if you have any things that you never expected before you went vegan, let us know below. Obviously, I think we're gonna keep seeing and learning even more things, but those are kind of our top 10 just from the first 2 months.
Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, follow, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you guys at our next video. Thank you, bye.